Hello, friends. Today in the We Learn and React on My Crown, My Tongues, we are going to learn a new skill, and that's our first skill, and it is called storytelling. What makes a story unforgettable? You have to first learn the psychology and structure of great storytelling. And we are going to analyze our own life to find our hidden story. So, here we go. First of all, you have to think, why do some stories stick with us forever and others vanish instantly? Because great stories follow patterns wired into the human brain. Today, we're going to break down the code. What is a story? A story is not just events, it's emotion, transformation, meaning. Yeah. So a story has always three structures. It has act number one, which is struggle. It was it is like what life was before life changed. Like what was it? And then it has act two, which is the struggle, conflict or growth. Then we have act three, which is the shift or transformation. And why do stories work? You wonder why certain stories work. It's because our brains love patterns. Stories release dopamine, emotion, oxytocin, empathy, and cortisol as attention. Now let's take action. Open your notebook. Mhm. We're going to write the story of you. What is one moment in your life where everything changed? What was the struggle? What did it teach you? Now you've seen the power of your own story. In the next video, we'll learn how to use your story to inspire others. So, let's go first with the first part. Your story has to have a hook. Make sure your listeners want to pay attention to your story. Leave question marks in their brains. Yeah, that's how it works. That is why certain TED stories stay in our brains. That's why certain podcasters come and talk about things that we've never heard of, never encountered, and those stories stick in our brain because they always start with a part that leaves question marks in our brains, that leave curiosity inside ourselves. But stories which don't start with a hook or look for attention, for hearing or listening, they are hard to capture attention to the listeners. So it's always better to have that hook. For example, I am a legend. How did I reach here? Oh, despite all my struggles, I'm successful. Do you know what that lives in someone's brain? How did she reach there? Like, always start your story with a hook. Then, why do others vanish? There are many reasons. Yeah, because maybe they didn't give a question mark, because actually we maybe told the whole story in the first part of talking about it, and maybe we don't want to listen about it because you told us everything in just one sentence. You didn't break down, of course, in one sentence, but who needs to listen to details when you actually gave the general detail that, let's maybe say, sometimes I see titles of stories like, an example, how I became rich by working hard. Like, you really told everything because people know that you actually have to do something to be rich, but they have to know what it is. And it's not everyone who worked hard to be rich. So everyone is going to assume that he did so and so. He got a 9 to 5, maybe he got multiple jobs. You're just going to assume and skip your story or just stare at you without any interest. But when you leave a question mark in someone's brain, yeah, that is going to pique their interest into listening to your story. Then we go, what is a story? A story is a description of events or circumstances which led to a certain situation at hand. Yeah. For example, I am now a great chef. He went to school, he went to church school, or maybe he took online classes. Oh, okay, maybe a very great example. I have 1 million subscribers. How did he reach there? Did he share his links into social media platforms? Oh, he used sub. We're going to look into that. Uh-huh. So that's how a story is, like events like gathered up together, but those events have to trigger up emotion. They have to show transformation. They have to have a meaning, not things which are plotted up but they actually don't have a meaning. If if it's cluttered up and doesn't have a meaning, then it's most likely a dream, not a story, because dreams are the ones which can have the most meaningless version of the dream. Okay, every story has to have a setup. A setup is how things used to go in a certain system, and it has to have a struggle, a conflict, or growth, like people challenging the setup, or you challenging the setup, or any external factor challenging the setup, and then the shift, a transformation, whether good or bad, like whether positive or negative. Every story has to have a shift, and that's a transformation. Why do stories work on our brains? It's because our brains love ups and downs. When our brains get emotions, we release dopamine that makes us happy. When they release oxytocin, where we get empathy. With cortisol, we get attention. So stay together and we continue this journey of storytelling together. It's a skill. We learn, we act. This is the first episode. Thank you.